Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you today with an article from Red State dated January 14th. And this is something that I have mentioned on a bunch of earlier videos, and of course it's come to this. And it says here, the headline, Diversity. FAA is actively recruiting people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities. Because this is looking real well. And the FAA, for people who don't know, is the Federal Aviation Administration, as in the planes you fly on. So this can't end great, can it? So let's see what they have to say. It says the FAA is, remember, the federal agency that oversees commercial air travel, including the airlines, their primary purpose being to keep air travel, above all things, safe. So why then has that agency bought into the diversity, equity, and inclusion nonsense to the point where their hiring choices have the chance of actually getting American air travelers killed? And you're starting to kind of see that already in some of the videos that I said previously, where they're hiring people based on things that have nothing to do with their ability to actually fly a plane, and those people are, guess what, flying planes. So makes you think, like, do you really want to get on a plane? Let's see what this says here. It says the FAA is actively recruiting workers who suffer severe intellectual disabilities, psychiatric problems, and other mental and physical conditions under a diversity and inclusion hiring initiative spelled out on the agency's website. Targeted disabilities are those disabilities that the federal government, as a matter of policy, has identified for special emphasis in recruiting and hiring, the FAA's website states. They include hearing, vision, missing extremities, partial paralysis, complete paralysis, epilepsy, severe intellectual disability, psychiatric disability, and dwarfism. I'm sorry, dwarfism? Jesus Christ. That, like, why is that there? I mean, okay, so they're smaller people. Like, none. It just feels like that's the one that doesn't actually belong in the rest of these. Like, I could give a crap if someone's like an air traffic controller and happens to have dwarfism. Like, okay, it's not like the dude can't, or woman, of course, can't see, or can't do that stuff. I mean, I've never been an air traffic controller. Am I missing something there? But I think that might be a problem if you're a pilot or an air traffic controller that, you can't hear, you can't see, you might be missing something that, a limb where you might need to push on something, paralysis, well, you might want to be able to feel the things you're pushing on. Complete paralysis, so basically you can't really do anything. I don't know how that's going to help someone do one of those jobs. Epilepsy, because that'll be great, is having an epileptic be an air traffic controller. See how well that goes. Severe intellectual disability or psychiatric disability. Yeah, so those will, yeah, again, this is going to go over real well. Let's just keep on reading what it says here. As the initiative is a part of the FAA's Diversity and Inclusion Hiring Plan, which claims diversity is integral to achieving the FAA's mission of ensuring safe and efficient travel across our nation and beyond. The FAA's website shows the agency's guidelines on diversity hiring were last updated on March 23rd of 2022, so almost 2 years ago. So this is what, back in my days in Uncle Sam's colors, we used to refer as a Charlie Foxtrot. I don't know what that means. Let's see if they explain it. Says the FAA wants to bring in people who are underrepresented, including, of all things, people with severe intellectual disability and psychiatric disability. Of all the things they list, those two are the most concerning. I'd probably put epilepsy on that as with those two as well. What precisely does the FAA plan to put these people to work doing? That's my question. Is it safe to assume that by severe intellectual disability, one means at best a substandard IQ, so like Forrest Gump, I guess, if not an outright inability to function in any organized workplace? There's a reason these people are underrepresented in the workplace, and it's because there is just so little we can safely have them do, especially in this industry, which involves, I remind you, loading a couple of hundred people in a jet-propelled aluminum can. It's a big Tylenol, as they said in Airplane, and propelling them through the air at 36,000 feet for a few hours. Yeah, no kidding. Like, seriously, what are they supposed to do? Like, what can these people safely do? And I mean, if someone's out there that ends up listening to this that has any knowledge of the air traffic control industry, like, please let me know. I'd really like to know the answer to that. Continuing on, it says even more disconcerting, though, is the perceived need to bring in those with a psychiatric disability. Given the line of work I'm in, that's the author, not me, because it wouldn't be me, so I get to read all manner of government agency lunacy every day, so it takes a real whopper to phase me these days. But when I first read that, I honestly did a double take. Wait, what? On second reading, though, yes, I had it right. The FAA, who I remind you is responsible for ensuring safe air travel, is planning to ramp up hiring of those with psychiatric disabilities. What kind of psychiatric disabilities? Sociopathy, I would posit, is a psychiatric disability, as is schizophrenia or other psychotic disorders, bipolar disorder, or manic depressive disorder. Surely the FAA isn't going to be hiring people with these kind of disorders to do, well, anything the FAA needs done. Says our federal government gone absolutely bonkers? Well, the answer to that is yes. I mean, I don't think that's even a debatable thing. Says, what in the world could the U.S. taxpayers, who are, after all, paying for all of this, have to gain by the FAA taking this bat poop crazy action? Says this latest effort by the FAA is downright unsettling, and whatever takes the seat at the Resolute desk, whatever, that'd be weird, like an elephant just shows up in the Oval Office. But and whoever takes the seat at the Resolute desk next January should look into dismantling this initiative and words in French that I can't pronounce. Yeah, this like you read this and you're just like, this cannot actually be a thing, and then you're like, oh no, this is actually a thing. So let me know what you think about this. Like I said, if there's anybody in the FAA that comes across this video or that has any knowledge of this, let me know like what people with the disabilities mentioned here, like specifically like the author said, the severe intellectual disability, psychiatric disability, and I'd even add epilepsy to that. What can they actually do? That like their disabilities wouldn't get in the way of them doing, because I'm at a loss to know what that is. So let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.